Hey, YouTube! You know what? Positively didn't expect you on Labor Day, especially with it being this hot out. It's a crazy day to be making a video, but you know what? I've kind of slacked on that because September 1st is ginseng season. Been out digging with a friend of mine, video coming. But anyway, today I wanted to touch upon the last video that I made, which was conclusions on the Delphi case. I got a lot of great comments on that. I really did, and I thank everybody who commented because there was a lot of great questions. And part of the reason is because when I come down here and I sit and I make a video, I already pretty much know what it is that I want to touch upon in my head. But I don't go over every subtle little detail of it because I just don't. And in a lot of cases, I kind of suspect that people are on where I'm at. People are thinking like on this in the same way. So I did leave out a couple of small details on that I wanted to touch upon so that people understood where and why I was saying those things. A person had made a comment about the suspect being in good physical condition, which I think that he was in decent condition. Now the reason for that, the picture of Abby was taken by Libby at 2:17 p.m. Now, flannel shirt guy seeing the suspect leaving, heading toward Freedom Bridge at 2:47. That is 40 minutes. 40 minutes. From the time that he was up here and seen him there on the bridge heading south, to go over, walk across that bridge, abduct him, take him down, cross the creek, over to the kill zone, commit the crime, try to hide the bodies, go back up Ronald Logan's, up that full hill, back up to the top, cut back over to the 501, and be seen headed toward Freedom Bridge in 40 minutes. Now, I could walk that in 40 minutes. I mean, easy. It'd probably be less than 40 minutes. But the thing is that is a very small time that the crime was committed. It wasn't a big, long act. So I do think that the guy was in decent physical shape. You know, I'm not saying that he was working out, but I think that he was very much accustomed to being out in the woods, you know, walking around, up hills, the whole nine like that. So I do think he was in pretty good shape. Now again, with the images that we got, it makes him look like he's a fat, tubby guy that walks funny. It was 3 still images of a step and a half. That's it. You got to walk down, you got to watch where you step. I don't think that this guy is a big, fat, owl-shaped, tubby guy that walks funny. At all. I think that the guy's probably more slender than what those pictures make him out to be. Again, he had a hoodie, he had a shirt, a hoodie, and a jacket over the top of that with tools in his pocket. Makes him look a little thicker around the middle probably than he is by a long minute. But we can't see the outline of his body. I'm not saying he's a skinny guy. He's probably at least big boned, but I don't think that he's this big fat guy, you know, like that. Now again, he was trying to get out of there after this crime was committed. And he got back to Freedom Bridge. There was no car, at least the way I'm looking at it. Talked to Lesenby, the sheriff, about it. Said no car was ever mentioned. If there was a car there, I know 2 people that would have seen it there at Freedom Bridge, and they have a description of the guy right there. They know the make and model of the car. It wouldn't have took them long to trace this guy down. Not very long at all. He would have been arrested a long time ago if there was a car there. But there wasn't. Now, people say, well, couldn't he have hid that car? Well, let's say he hid the car somewhere. You don't think that they would have followed his foot traffic and found where that was at? I mean, anything like that? You don't think that law enforcement, having known that, would have came out and said, if you've seen a car that will like fits this description, or if you've seen any unusual car parked in this area, they would have said something if there was a car that they had found that was used. And there wasn't one, to my knowledge, because if they did, they would have pointed that out. It would have been something that they would have said to the public. But they never did. No, we didn't hitchhike. Everybody in Indiana's seen that. They saw the pictures. They know the crime was committed there. If somebody was out there on that highway, on Highway 25 with their thumb out that fit that description, they would have been arrested a long time ago. We all would have heard about it. He would have been arrested within days of that murder. Days. Now, I can't say at 100% that he lived in Delphi. But looking at what I'm looking at, he got to Freedom Bridge and disappeared without being seen. Where can you go and not be seen from Freedom Bridge? There's only one way. You got to get into Delphi, and you got to stay out of sight. Now, I made a trail that I thought that he could have used, because it goes right back up Samuel Milroy Trail, cuts back across on the west side of that, what's it called, Richardson's something. It's like a little creek right there, but it goes like right over the top of that, so that he would have got to the other side, cut back to the right, then back across that road to the railroad tracks, and been into town without being seen. That's what fits. Is that what happened? I don't know. I mean, I wasn't with the guy. I don't know. But it does stand to reason that that is a way to get back into town and not be seen. Because that is, to me, the only thing that fits. There is no other way. Now, a person had also said, well, what if he got back into town and then called a friend to come pick him up? Well, you know what? It wouldn't matter if it was my lifelong friend. If somebody had went out and committed that murder, killed 2 little girls, it wouldn't have took $1 for me to turn them in. If I knew that, they would have been hit. I would have said, you know what? I know the guy that did it. This is him, right there. He had me come and pick him up. That's the way he was dressed. He totally did that murder. Thank you. Money buys a lot of things. Hell, money can buy friendship. But you know what? Again, it took 1 dime for me to turn my best friend in on that. So I don't think that he had somebody that came and picked him up that was all involved or anything like that. I think it was a 1-person operation. 1 person that went, waited for the right time. There it was. They committed the murder, and they hit the road. So anyway, and there you go on that. That's why I'm looking at it like that. I can't say conclusively that it did go down exactly like that, but I do want to point out that, yeah, it probably did, because an investigation is a lot of guesswork. You're looking at the evidence and you're saying, how does this fit together? You know, how does all of this fit together into a summary, into what really happened? You can't really go outside of these means. Otherwise, you're just drawing on a theory. And it don't matter how good that theory sounds. If it don't fit the evidence, it's just an outlandish theory. Yeah, speaking of outlandish theories, there's a guy, and you know what, I think a lot of the people that's watching my channel know who it is I'm talking about. And I'm not saying anything bad about the guy, but on his channel he has, Conversations with Bridge Guy or something like that. And people are on there asking this guy questions like he's the bridge guy. And I'm like, yeah, this is part of the dumbing down of America, when people like actually believe that, when they actually fall into it and like, yeah, man, Bridge Guy's on his channel, man. I got some questions for Bridge Guy. It's like, people, if it was Bridge Guy, his ass would have been handed to him a long ass time ago. People like entertainment. People don't care what it is you say about this. If it sounds good and they'll believe it, man, you know what? You can get subscribers and make some money on YouTube. You really can. I am not one of those people. I am not. I am not tabloid. I don't try to ever deviate off of the facts, because when you deviate off the facts, you're just guessing. You are throwing darts. You are saying shit to sound good, and that's not very legitimate. I am trying to look at this in a way that law enforcement would. And that's what I'm doing. And that's what I am telling you, is the way that I am looking at this. Because you know what? I got a lot of subscribers from the Delphi case, but Honestly, man, on my old channel, hell, man, I had like, what was it, 8,600 subscribers. Almost all of those, aside of maybe a few thousand, came before the Delphi murders. You know, and that whole channel was upon investigation, upon looking at things and saying, this is what the government's doing. This is what's going on in the world. And this is why they're doing that. People want to know that. Now, when I do that, people will say things like, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. A conspiracy theorist? What are you saying? I think the earth is flat? I need a 10.5 for pointing out some common sense? You know what? I take offense to that. I really do. I tell people the way that things are in a due common sense way. Because they don't do anything for us. Government don't do anything for you and me. The last thing that they want to do is help you and me. They want to put more money in their pocket. That's the whole thing of being in government. And you have left people and right people that think that they're representing you. It's called being very dumbed down. And that's what I don't want to happen with the Delphi case. I don't want people dumbed down. I don't want people believing like stupid theories. I don't want people like listening to some yahoo on Facebook and then saying, well, what do you think about this guy? Do you think he did it? No. If I thought he did it, and he did do it, he would have been arrested already. So please, leave the outlandish theories off of my channel, if you don't mind. I certainly don't remind like some, intelligent conversation on this. But man, they're trolls, people. There's trolls out there. And that's all they do is troll. They don't have logical questions. They just want to be an ass. That's it. Just to be an ass. Just to be a dick. Just to be that asshole. That's what trolls do, because that's why they're trolls. Otherwise, we'd call them really good-natured citizens. Just looking out for the best interest of everybody. Well, trolls ain't that way. They're just little babies. They can't make a video, so they got to run their fucking shit on your channel. And it's really easy, because if they spend 20 minutes typing out a text, man, that looks like a troll comment, I just go, and remove. And, because I got buttons, man, I can just go, bye. See you around. Remove, remove, remove. It's really easy. Thumbs down? Don't care. Person can give me 1,000,000 thumbs down, and I'll say thank you for the views. Appreciate it. I don't care about thumbs down. What I care about is getting people proper information. And I hope, and I know already, that there's a lot of people that respect that like it, that want that. That's, again, not to be confused with trolls. Or the ignorance out there, which is fucking rampant. It's a plague like the Spanish flu, people. Please don't be that person. Please don't be that human that has to be that way. So, anyway, I'm sure that wasn't all that I wanted to say upon that. I don't think. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. It's kind of a short video. I mean, I'm not trying to make any special video, but again, I just wanted to touch upon what was already said. Oh, wait. Hold on. Before I say my laters. Somebody was telling me something, again, still sticking to the fact that it was Ronald Logan. People, Ronald Logan didn't have anything to do with this crime. Nothing. Nada. Nothing. Guy wasn't home. He's an old man. He doesn't look like the bridge guy. You can look at the bridge guy and go, yeah, that ain't a 76-year-old man. Ronald Logan didn't have anything to do with this crime, and in fact, in this part of me, I felt very bad for him. because he was kind of caught in the middle. You know, I mean, he was arrested because he was driving. He wasn't where he said he was. But the simple fact is that what he said stood as true. He wasn't home. He said he was in Lafayette buying fish or something like that on one thing, and then turned back around and they found out that he was in Attica buying pizza and a beer while driving. So they brought him in after finding that out and arrested him. And then searched his house because he had lied. And everybody thought, yeah, he did it. The guy didn't do anything. Hell, he even did prison time for that. Felt very sorry for him. So it's not Ronald Logan. It's not anybody like, and I'm not saying it couldn't be anybody that lives right there, down 300. They could have made it home. I mean, if they lived on 300. After passing Flouncer guy, you could cut a right and go right to your house there on 300. But if you hit Freedom Bridge, you got to go to the other side because there is no place to go if you are not walking down the road from Freedom Bridge. So if you make it to Freedom Bridge and cross, you're heading into Delphi. Yeah, that's it. I thank everybody for viewing this video, and I'm sorry it was a rather crappy video, but it's all I really had today, and I wanted to get something out to you guys. Thanks for viewing. I'll see you in my next video, everyone. Peace.